The holiday season, also referred to as Q4, is a time where brands typically increase their marketing spend. For influencers and content creators, this is an amazing and often lucrative time to work with brands. So today we're going to be talking about my 5 top tips for pitching brands during Q4 so that you can work with your dream brand partners and, most importantly, get paid to do it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Austen and I am a fashion and beauty content creator based in New York City. I'm passionate about helping micro-influencers create great content, work with brands, and create a sustainable income as a content creator. So if that interests you, be sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Tuesday and turn on the notifications so you never miss a video from me. I've been a digital content creator for almost 10 years, and the holidays are some of my favorite times to partner with brands. I've partnered with brands like Walmart Beauty and Jones New York to create holiday content during Q4. So without further ado, let's get into my 5 top tips for pitching brands during the holiday season. Tip number 1, before we even start pitching, I think it's important to think about your goals and what you actually want out of this last quarter of the year. So is there a certain brand that you really want to work with? Do you want to do X number of campaigns or hit X revenue target? By setting a goal at the beginning and being super intentional about what you want out of this quarter, it'll make the rest of this process so much easier and streamlined when you actually go to pitch. Tip number 2, after you've outlined your goals, is to make a list of the brands that you want to work with, and I recommend breaking this down into 3 sections. The first section that I recommend targeting is any of your previous brand partners. If you've already worked with someone, it's going to be much easier to sign them on as a repeat client versus going out and getting a brand new brand or client to work with you. So think about all of the brands that you've worked with in this past year and even last holiday season and write them down on the list. The next section of this list is going to be all of the brands that you currently have some kind of relationship with. So maybe you've exchanged a few emails or DMs, maybe you're on their PR list, or maybe you attended an event of theirs. Those are going to be warm leads. So you already have somewhat of an established relationship with the brand. Ideally, you've also probably tried their products already and maybe have even created some organic content featuring those products. So put those down on their own section. And in the last section, if you have a brand that you have never talked to or worked with, but that you really want to collaborate with for Q3, put that in its own section too. And I recommend trying to keep this section small, as I believe that you'll have more success reaching out to brands that you already have some sort of relationship or have already worked with than you will during Q4 to pitch to brand new people. It's not to say it can't be done, but Q4 is such a big deal for brands that they probably want to narrow down their list of creators and only work with their top choices. So a better time to get in front of a new brand might be early next year, but keep them on the list anyway. And if you write an amazing pitch, you never know what can happen. I am so curious to hear from you actually. Who would be your dream brand partner this holiday season? Comment them down below, and then don't forget to come back in January and let us know if you ended up working with that brand. Maybe we'll manifest something together. Tip number 3. In your pitch email, try as much as you possibly can to outline a super specific idea. Brands get so busy during the holidays, so the more direct and clear you can be about how you're envisioning your partnership to look, the easier it will be for a brand to quickly decide if it's something they want to explore and move forward with, or if it's something that they're not able to pursue. For example, as a beauty content creator, I know that there are tons of brands that like to put out kind of little stocking stuffer beauty sets, and so I could suggest doing a post where I'm reaching into a stocking and pulling out the trio of lip glosses or whatever the product is that they're coming out with, and just kind of paint the picture for them of, yes, we do think these are stocking stuffers and it would be great to have imagery or even a video like that. So that being said, when you're doing your research, I would also take this opportunity to go back and look at last year. Scroll back on the brand's Instagram feed and look at what types of products they were promoting, or services if you're working on service-based brands, during the holiday season, and ask them if they're doing that again, or pitch them an idea that is directly related to what they've already done. You can also ask the brand to keep you posted on what new things they have coming up, but I feel like by talking about things that they've already done and what's worked for them in past years, you're just showing that you're in the know, that you're thoughtful, and that you've done your research. And speaking of scrolling back in Instagram feeds, that brings me to tip number 4, which is when you reach out to the brand to share examples of previous seasonal content, specifically holiday content if you have it, that you have created. This is an opportunity for you to show the brand your own personal style and how you would approach a collaboration like this. So you can send them any previous gift guides, blog posts, Instagram posts, anything along those lines, and you can actually go back and easily organize them if you want. For example, I actually have a guide on my Instagram account that's just called Holiday, and so I can go send that link to a brand and say, hey, here's 20 photo examples of what I've done previously for the holidays, and especially anything where I'm featuring a product or maybe wearing a bag or anything, especially along the lines for me of fashion and beauty that would make sense for a brand. I can kind of call that out and say I would love to do something similar, or say here's what I've done already. I would also take this as an opportunity to share your average, reach, engagement, all of that kind of stuff during the holiday season, because the biggest question for a brand during this period of time will be, is this a thing that we are going to get a return on if we invest in? So if they hire me to create an Instagram reel for them, will they see a return on their investment to pay me? Brands are going to be looking at that more than they normally are during holiday season, because there's a lot at stake for them and they have a lot of money to play with. As I've mentioned in previous videos, the easier you can make it for a brand to say yes to you, the better. So be sure to include any relevant metrics from your previous holiday content or campaigns. And for my fifth and final tip of the video, I wanted to encourage you to, in the sign off of your pitch email to these brands, just ask them how you can support them during the holiday season. If you aren't able to work out a paid partnership for some reason, it's possible that you could get invited to an event, you could end up getting some cool products sent to you, or maybe you can work together on a gifted partnership. If you want my full thoughts on gifted partnerships, I do have this video right here that I would recommend watching to understand if a gifted partnership is really worth your time. But I think that especially the way that I encouraged you to kind of curate the list of brands that you want to reach out to by prioritizing first your previous brand partners, then warm leads, and then cold leads, you would want these brands to know that they have your support during the holiday season, regardless of whether or not you end up getting paid. And so I think just saying that goes a long way. Again, if there's something you can't realistically make work, if they say a great way you could support us is by doing 8 free posts on your Instagram, you can obviously say no, but I just think it's a nice way to frame it and show that you are here to be in service to the brand, to help share their products and their message with your audience. I even said in a recent email to a brand that I will read you here, I wanted to reach out ahead of Q4 to see what is coming up for the brand in the last few months of the year. I said I'd love to be kept up to date on any new product launches or special holiday gift sets, and of course, if you are casting any influencer campaigns, I would love to learn more about how you have in mind and be considered. Please keep me posted on how I can support you and this brand during the holidays. It just sounds so thoughtful. And if I were on the receiving end of that message, that influencer would get a little, check mark next to their name in my book for even just thinking to say something like that. And I just think that's because there are so many creators who are just gonna email brands this holiday season and say, can I do a paid campaign with you? And they're not gonna be specific, and they're not gonna be thoughtful, and they're not gonna be strategic about it, and you are going to stand out so much in comparison to people who are just firing off random emails. If you want to learn more pitching mistakes to avoid, what makes a pitch really, really great, and even tips for negotiating your rates, I do have my ebook Right on Pitch. You can buy that from my website, and it is my complete guide to what I've learned about pitching brands in the almost 10 years that I've been doing it. So I hope you get a chance to check that out. It'll be linked down below in the description box of this video. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you're excited to go pitch brands and you learned something today. And also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here and turn on the notifications so that you never miss a video from me. I post new videos every Tuesday, and you can also slide into my DMs on Instagram and say hello. It's always great to meet and connect with so many of you guys from this online community. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!